Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you can forgive the yellow lighting. We are in my garage. It is nighttime. Nora just went to bed, which is usually prime time for my projects because I have definitely like a 3 to 4 hour block after she goes to bed that I can do things. I'm currently stripping the bed frame that I bought. It is a 4-poster bed. It's so beautiful. It has like really beautiful pencil posters, and I've been thinking about connecting all 4 of the posters with like a wooden dowel or something, but that is definitely for another time. The object of my game currently is to just get the paint stripped, get the bed refinished so that we can get our mattress off the floor. It's been on the floor since we got here, which is definitely not good for the mattress. We have been lifting it every so often to get some airflow, but you don't want to have your mattress just straight up on the floor for too long because mold can happen. So anyway, I'm out here stripping the bed. I have already stripped some of the pieces using a different product than what I just used. So this Jasco Premium Paint and Epoxy Remover is a really cool product. It's an aerosol spray. You're supposed to work in small sections, and it actually was pretty fast. Like, I was so shocked by how quickly it took off the paint from the front of the headboard. However, I am also using citrus strip because I did not want to buy another can of this. I already went through 2 cans just to do the headboard front, not even the back. And that was just insane to me. I did not want to spend probably like 60 bucks to use this. So if you're working and you don't want to like cover the item with plastic like you would need to with citrus strip, this is a good option like for small projects, but this project is just a little bit too big for it. So what I used the second time around for everything is citrus strip. I've seen so many people, particularly on TikTok, using this. I'm going to start off with the posters because they have 4 sides on them, and I was only able to cover like 1 side, 2 sides on some of them. So let's get to stripping. So the reason that you cover the citrus strip with the plastic is, oh my gosh, it's coming off so much better with the citrus strip than it did with the Jasco stuff. Admittedly, even though I really liked that stuff as well, but the citrus strip just makes it come off seriously like made off a bone. And the color of this wood is so beautiful. I fully support everybody's right to paint and do whatever they want to the furniture that they buy that's for their own home. However, after seeing the wood, like this wood color, and also the wood on the headboard, like jail, honestly. It's so beautiful. Welcome back to another day. We are still working on my bed, and we're actually kind of in the home stretch, I have stripped everything, which was such a mess. I honestly never want to do that again. Will I probably do it again? Probably someday, but not anytime soon because it was so messy and there's still more gunk to get off. Now I'm just going to bring the pieces over to my workbench and we're going to sand them just with a light sand. I don't need to like totally take off the finish because I don't hate the color. And then I picked up a stain and seal in one. It's like a polyurethane one-step situation because I realized that I was going to have to seal it with polyurethane and I found a 2-in-1. So we'll see if I like that. I also don't know where the attachment is for my camera on the tripod, so I'm just going to like set you here and hope that it's not a horrible view. Also, on another note, I don't want my camera to be just like absolutely covered in sawdust, so I will probably only show a small portion of this process because I'm trying to protect my camera because I've been horrible to it as of lately. Many hours later, many pieces of sandpaper later, we have sanded not all of the pieces, 2 of the pieces, and the wood color is like pretty light. So this is sanded, that is unsanded, and I decided that since the paint stripper took off, probably a lot of the actual finish, that it was just like kind of uneven because basically when they, let me back up. When this piece got painted, they did not prime it. So the paint pretty much just like flaked right off. It was pretty, like it wasn't that difficult for the stripper to remove it. But with that being said, there was like a stain underneath, obviously. So we are going to have to remove the stain, which the stripper did not do. And I have to say, the citrus strip was so annoying to work with. Like it worked. It was a cheap option, but I don't know if I ever want to do that again, to be honest with you, because it's so gunky. It left behind so much residue, and we even scrubbed everything with Goo Gone, but like it was so gummy. Like we were just going through sandpaper. Like it was crazy. And that was after I scrubbed it with Goo Gone. So I'm gonna have to go back to the store tomorrow to get more of the Jasco finish remover. That's the first product that I used that I showed you guys. It just worked so good. Like, and it was not messy. Like obviously it was messy because it was taking off the paint, but it wasn't messy in like a gooey, annoying way like the citrus strip is. So I think I'm only gonna need 1 can to finish up the job because I'm just going to be removing things like this. Like this doesn't look like much, but it's so gummy when you start to sand it. I don't know. Like it just was so gross to sand. 10 out of 10, not a great and fun experience. So Daniel was working on this one and then he was like, I can't, like we're going through so much sandpaper. I figured since like we can't really do anything with this project until we get more of the Jasco stuff, I figured I could put together a Billy bookcase because I got those brought actually to Oklahoma City. Like there was a pickup point here in Oklahoma City from IKEA, which was incredible, and I can already tell I'm going to be using that a lot. But let's go inside. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Trader Joe's for inventing these miniature ice cream cones because it has filled a void in my life that I didn't know that I had, because these are so freaking good. And I love how little it is. But this is the Billy. I bought 2 of these shelves for craft and fabric storage, and I am just hoping that I can fit everything in the 2 because I really don't want to have to buy another one, or like I really also don't want to have my storage solutions like open, because I did get the doors for this, but I think like having the open storage for craft supplies, it stresses me out. Like I want everything to be visible, but I don't want to have it always visible. Like I want to be able to shut the doors, you know what I mean? And have it just look like a normal cabinet. But anyway, I'm gonna put this together. It doesn't look hard, honestly, based on the instructions. And I'm gonna watch some TV, and that's gonna be my wind down for the night. Cheers. want to get like clear bins that they have at like Home Goods, for example. Maybe even I'll look on Amazon to see if they're cheaper there. Clear bins to put in these, not for the fabric, but for when I get to the supplies, because I feel like clear is going to be nice, but also bins are going to be helpful to have everything kind of sequestered in its appropriate places. It's going to be a little bit before I can get those, but that's kind of my plan as of right now. Maybe I'll get those things with like the drawers, like the clear ones with the drawers. I don't know. I'm still thinking through this. I need to do some like looking around on Pinterest, but I just need it to be very, very organized, but also visible. I need to be able to see everything, or else my ADHD brain will forget that I have things and lose things. But my plan, my grand scheme plan for this room, I don't know if I have shared that. Let me get the shot a little bit wider. If you can ignore just the absolute disaster that this is. Thumbnail. My plan was to have one Billy here, my standing desk, which I previously said I was going to put in the plant room. I've since decided to put it in here because I've realized that plant room it's not going to be a good place for it. There's not enough room. Although I could make room, but I have something coming in the mail from a brand and I'm really excited about it. And it's just not going to work to have the desk in there anymore because of that. Anyway, long story short, I am going to put the desk here, and it has like light colored wood and white elements. So that's just generally going to match this room a lot better, given that I have the white Billies. I was considering painting these, and after putting it together and like just thinking about it, I don't want to do that anymore. It's just not worth it to me. Like, they're just going to stay white. The walls will eventually be white. Maybe not in this room, actually, because this room is also going to be Nora's playroom, which is a whole other thing. The piano is actually going to go in the living room, like the big living room, where her play stuff is currently. And I'm excited for that because I can put like picture frames, like family photos on top of the piano, which I also have hopes and dreams to refinish this piano because it's been in my family for a very, very long time. I think since the 50s. I found the papers for it in the little bench seat, and I'm pretty sure it was purchased by my great-grandma in the 50s. I don't remember exactly, but anyway, it's been in the family for a really long time. No one since I have been alive has ever really played it. It's just been sort of like an ornament, and it just needs a lot of love. I have visions of it being like a much lighter color wood, but I do want to consult with a pianist, somebody who knows about pianos who can tell me like what not to do, because I don't want to ruin it in the process of all of this. Anyway, okay, I'm getting sidetracked. Desk in the middle and another Billy on the other side. So I'm gonna have to move it over a little bit so that it can be like centered on the wall, all three of those things. And then the rest of the room is just gonna be Nora's playroom. Lots of fun things in mind for this room. And it's currently painted a green color, which isn't my favorite shade of green, but I do like the idea of this room being green. So stay tuned for possibly a paint transformation here. Well, the whole house is going to get a paint transformation, but it's going to be a while. I'm going to go to bed, but before I go to bed, I want to just like show you something. If you can just ignore the state of things. I think I'm going to do a quick tidy before I go to bed, just because I don't like waking up to a messy house. But the behind the couch, I never knew like what I wanted to do. I was thinking about a basket wall. I don't know, just so many possibilities. But what I've decided on is these 3 frames. These frames are 24 by 36. So they're huge poster frames. I want to put like a real mat in them and then put family photos. Right now we have some wedding photos in them, and this one's empty obviously, but I want to keep the middle wedding photo and then fill the others with probably family photos of the 3 of us. But anyway, it's gonna look really good hung up, and it's gonna fill the wall really well, and I'm super excited about that solution because I already have these frames and I just need to figure out what to put in them. I'm gonna do a quick tidy, finish this YouTube video I'm watching, and then go to bed. And I will see you guys at a later time. we're officially done sanding. Thank God. Actually, there might be a little bit of detail sanding for all of the pieces still. I just did some detail on this one because with it being like in the light, I could see so much better some mistakes or just areas that I missed. So yeah, I'm ready to start with the finish. I will show you what I got. It is the Poly Shades Satin and Poly One Step, and I got it in the color Antique Walnut. When I put it on the other piece, my test piece, it looked a little bit lighter than I was thinking it would be, but I'm hoping that maybe if I do 2 coats, it won't be too light, but we're just gonna have to see. Okay friends, everything has been stained with 2 coats of the polyurethane and it's still very much drying. We are now gonna go out and enjoy the rest of our Sunday. It's like 2:30-ish. My hair is all crazy because it was in that bandana and bun and I have polyurethane stain all over my fingers. Daniel has this stuff, I call it goop. He says it's not called goop, I think it's called goop. It literally says goop. Daniel, it says goop. I'm gonna try this out and see if this removes the polyurethane from my fingers. The reason I have it all over my fingers is because I tried to wash my brush, which I don't even know why I did that. I think you're supposed to use paint thinner. But anyway, I gotta go enjoy the rest of my Sunday. So I hope that you had a good week and are ready for another fun week. I'm going to be filming again and definitely will show you the bed all assembled next Sunday. Okay, I'll see you later. Bye.